Norris, and today we're pleased to have as our guest a member of AshfordSocialMedia.com who lives an interesting life as the owner at Reputation Savior Inc. It's my pleasure to welcome to the show Chris Edwards. Chris, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you, Lucy. I'm glad to be here.
Now, your business specializes in reputation management, and before we get into what that is, how did you start off in this profession?
Well, I was dealing with it when I used to be the CEO of Shop.com from 2001, 2002, and we had hundreds of merchants, retailers, offline stores that had reputation problems back then. We took on some issues that are more pronounced now. And at the same time, in 2002, we took on IBM when their stock was at a two-year low at August 5th, 2002. And we did a campaign for them the previous week and we were able to get their stock up to 82.49 in 3 weeks. And we do take a little bit of responsibility in improving IBM's brand. We improved their sales. We reached their business-to-business audiences, and it worked out great.
Excellent. And when did Reputation Savior begin?
It started this year. We've done research. I've done a lot of independent projects in the last 3 years, and we were able to determine that there's a major trend in people needing reputation management offline, online, because the events that happen offline eventually make it online, so it's really not just online reputation management. So we want to create a feedback loop between offline stores and online review sites. We'd like people to protect their reputation in advance of anything coming up negative on the internet. And also, if something happens in the news, or you can take immediate action even before it hits the press, if you knew what to do. So our plan is to get out there as far as a leader in this market, and also eventually produce a ebook and a book and a tutorial so that people can do it themselves on their free time and learn some of the techniques involved with either repairing or protecting their reputation. And that includes for their personal name or for their company name or for their website, or just some information they didn't like seen on the internet. It can be used for many different scenarios. But so that's our idea, is to get it out there to everybody and give some people some tips and tricks on this show so that they can help themselves as well.
Excellent. And who are some of the clients that you worked with? Not necessarily names, but what sort of industries? Does it vary from singular people or going towards big businesses when we're working with reputation? So, sorry.
Yeah, individuals and also friends of individuals up to large companies that something just came out negative about them. We have even got a hold of some of the other major people that have problems with the reputation, the press, to use them as a case study. One example would be Zenaida Gonzalez, you might have heard of in the Casey Anthony case.
Yeah.
That if someone just mentions your name, even if it's not you, you may not want to be the Zenaida Gonzalez that he was talking about, and it wasn't even the right person. But now as you go to Google and you type in Zenaida, the first thing it gives you is Gonzalez, and then you get all that information about the wrong Zenaida Gonzalez. It wasn't even the right person in the first place. So there's many case studies that we're going to build into how we work, what you should do for yourself, and what will be in the ebook, so that you can see what a real case study, how you would approach something like that.
Excellent. And so let's just take it, for example, you start working with a new client, and what are some of the steps that you have to take in order to go through this reputation management with them?
Right. Well, the first thing you want to realize is you've got the name of your company, you've got the name of your domain names, you have the name of your people that work for you, and then you have the names of your products. And each one of them will have to be approached a little bit differently, but what each person and company needs to do, particularly in a new company, is they need to go through all the major directories, the top ones that we've compiled, all the major social media, go through all the video and image type of sites, and you can put up these listings for your company and your brand names in the right way, in the right order, before anybody can ever say anything about you, positive or negative. And the idea is that if you do that in advance, in the right order, what you want to, and the end goal would be, is that when someone searches for you or your company or your products, that the only thing that shows up there are websites that you put there or websites that you control. And if you don't want people to leave reviews about you, you can even have it where there's no place for them to put any reviews about you. And if you start it, you got to start this process with the right sites first, design the right way, and our ebook's going to have a step-by-step tutorial showing you how to do each one of these. For example, if you start off with the wrong sites first and make it where everybody can leave bad reviews about you, you could set yourself up for failure, like right away.
Wow. Why do you think reputation management has become so important and so critical for businesses?
Well, what I've seen through our experience in making phone calls to people that already have complaints, to just the average business that doesn't know much about it yet, is that after about 6 months to a year, between 25 to 33% of the companies that already have negative information showing up have either changed their name of their company, their phone number, or have went out of business. And so what people aren't taking into account, not just losing existing customer bases or not being able to get new ones, but you may lose your whole company. And it's hard to put a value on a whole company after you've spent 20 years making it.
Right. And, like you said, it is quite common now that people are changing their names, but I don't know, to me that doesn't seem professional if they've had to change their names, just, playing that sort of observer point of view. If they've changed their names quite a few times, then the customer might think, oh, well, why is this? So I'm guessing you come in to make sure that it happens the correct way. What
we try to do is catch them before that, because
great.
Through time, we used to be in the CEO of Shop.com, 2001, 2002, is we're in the business to make our customers more money. So we found out all the shopping sites, the classifieds, the industry type sites. Let's say you sell cars. We've got all the car places where you can send them, your inventory of your cars, and to make sure that when they do a campaign with us, that they're not just going to remove, negative information and replace it with new good information, new press releases, whatever it might be, but we're going to make sure you make more money at the same time. And that's how, we could even say, we spent about, or we made about $3,000, let's say, off of IBM for 1 month, but their stock did go up $20, and that's about a $30 billion stock spike. So it's hard to put a value on our work. Sometimes it's infinitely valuable, and sometimes, the company's so large it's hard to make a dent into, their bottom line. But and of course, it does matter on how much money you spend. Just like any other marketing you do, you can do a little bit or you can do a lot.
What's your sort of view on investing? Say, for instance, it's a new business owner, they're setting up. How much percentage should they invest in the marketing side, and how important is it?
Well, the marketing, from my understanding, is about 8% of your budget, and you want to expect that if you're going to put out 8% of your dollars, that you're going to get about that much in return. And in this market, you'll find when people do their research on the other reputation management companies out there, is that their pitch on their website isn't going to be very much about making you money. It's going to be about, possibly helping remove things or replace them, and do some additional marketing. But the idea, if they're trying to make money, is they have to go through the top directories, the top social media, the top blogs and article sites, the top PR sites, and go through them initially. And then you have someone maintain it every month. So you have your in-house web developer maintain those listings as you go. And then you want to, if you have a web guy doing the research, you can pick out the keywords you want to go after in Google related to your company or your products, where you can get some search engine optimization and some search engine placement in the search results as well. And then if you keep doing that, your company will continue to grow. But if you stop doing it, then we always see our customers' numbers drop. So it's a regular thing. Like the internet keeps changing, Google keeps changing their algorithm. You have to stay on top of it.
How long typically do you work with your clients? Is it a contract set, and then they can revisit it with you if they want to later on, and you give them those skills to further along their reputation?
We'd like to do it in just one shot, preferably.
Okay.
Like, for example, last Sunday in the evening, we had a PR lady in Los Angeles give us a call, and somebody was posting negative information about her, and it was in a relative type of situation where there was someone trying to get back at each other. And she called us, and before they could post any other information that wasn't true at all, we were able to get it knocked out of there. It didn't show up on the first page, and it disappeared within about 3 days. So some of them can happen really quickly if it's not a big problem, or let's say you came on the news, like on CNN, talking about you, where now you've got all this other news you've got to diminish and replace with good information, and it could be a bigger problem. So it could range from the smaller problem to a very large problem. And how we would approach that is, for example, we have the 1 million top websites in the world. If somebody wanted to pay us to go through the top 1 million, we would. And we would, search engine optimize every single page by hand. And that could cost a lot of money to do it. I don't even know what it would cost. But so it depends on how big your problem is, whether you need it right now or whether you can get it done in a couple months. But we would like to get it done on the first shot. We'll do what we need to do to get whatever information out of there, and then we deliver to them the listings we created and their logins, passwords, other information they need, so that when they get a result from us, they get the listings of the things that we did for them, the spreadsheet of the sites we put them on, so that they can have all that information themselves, so that if after that they can go ahead and maintain it, or in this case, if they need a month-to-month campaign, if there's a regular problem going on, we would recommend that they go month-to-month for 3 months to 6 months, depending on the severity of their problem. So the idea is we'll be able to consult with them to find the best solution for them. And that's one of the big things that we're about is when we consult with people, we want to let them know the things we tell them at the beginning are going to be what they're going to see at the end, and all of our customers are happy about that.
What are some misconceptions that you hear from new clients when it comes to reputation management?
Well, I talked to one of my customers a couple of days ago, and he said since he had already used 4 other companies before calling us, that they're all telling them that they can guarantee certain results in Google or with certain websites. And what we have on our website, and we try to explain it to people, is that we can't guarantee any specific result in Google since we don't own Google, but we can control the number, the quality of the listings we put up for you and the actions we take. But of course, as you know, Lucy, we don't own Google, so we can't tell them what to do. But there's people in this industry telling you that they can guarantee that Google will do something specific when that's just not possible.
Well, we're going to take a break now, Chris, and when we come back, I'd like to continue that conversation about what should we look for when looking for a reputation management, questions you should be asking, and how much of it can we do